Good evening and welcome to another unboxing video. So I've been on the internet and I've ordered a couple of aircraft for bolt action. I came across this company on one of the bolt action Facebook pages, a company called ICM, New in the Best. It's a Ukrainian company, and Hanants, the model shop, sell these. They're a 1/48 scale aircraft. Now I've not got any aircraft for bolt action at the moment, and the ones that I have seen have usually been 1/72nd or 1/76 scale aircraft that people use, and they come on once a game and then disappear again. But these ones are 1/48th, and the attraction of these was the price, really. I think this one was £10.50, which for a 1/48 scale aircraft is certainly along the cheaper end of the scale. You can pay double that for a 1/48 aircraft. So £10.50 is the budget market. So this company, ICM Holdings, they do quite a large range of aircraft. In fact, I had a quick look through Hanants, and there are several different versions of the Messerschmitt 109. This one is the F2 version. I'm not too well up on the aircraft, so I can't tell you the difference between the versions at the moment. But as I say, there are several versions of the 109 sold by ICM. So these arrived 2 days ago. It took about three or 4 days from Hanants on their website, and let's have a look inside. So let's put the box to one side, and what have we got? So we've got some instructions in Russian and English. So that's the kind of level of detail that we've got. So I'm guessing you can have the engine exposed as they've built it, by leaving off the covers. Wheels up or down, I guess. And a Model Master. So if you've got Model Master colours, paints, those are the right colours. And we've got a paint scheme so it looks like there's 3 or 4 different paint schemes there. Of course, the 109 has some lovely paint schemes that you can choose, historical paint schemes. There's books dedicated just to reams and reams of 109 paint schemes, and I think there's loads of websites you can go and get paint schemes from. So that's the instructions, and we've got some decals with some quite tiny decals there, but they look quite a comprehensive set. I'm not sure about the printing quality on that one, but they look alright. Have to see what they're like when you put them in water and how strong they are. So that's it. So let's have a look at the kit. So I have 2 screws, three screws and canopies. So we've got the wings. So we're looking down here for detail, panel lines, rivets. So on first inspection, there is a reasonable amount of detail. It's a long while since I bought a World War II aircraft kit, so I don't really have the memory to compare it to other kits in terms of the level of detail, but it looks reasonable. So we've got the engine and bits and pieces. Wheel covers, axles, some cockpit stuff there by the look of it, and there's the cockpit panel. That looks reasonably basic there. Now it doesn't come by the look of it with a decal for the cockpit instruments, so it looks like you're going to have to paint those individually. The seat looks a bit basic. No pilot, so that may or may not be an issue. And then the aircraft itself, or the fuselage itself. So again, looking at the detail on the panelling. It looks like it's a reasonable kit. I mean, tiny bits of flash, but no more than you'd see on here. Any other kit, I guess. 2 propellers. I did notice on the instructions that it says one of the propellers don't use. I think that's the one in red. Parts not for use. So I'm not sure what they're for if they're not for use. But they look identical. So that's it. It will be interesting. Oh, not quite yet. We've got the canopy. So it comes in its own protective bag, which is nice. And then we've got a 3-piece canopy with some internal instrumentation. But nice and clear, no scratches. So I'll put that back in the bag to protect it. So there we have it, the German Bf109F-2 from ICM Holdings in the Ukraine. £10.50 via Hannants, and I'm not sure when I'll get around to make it, so this may be a video on its own, or it'll be one followed by the building. So I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks for watching. So this is the Bf109F-2 completed. I have to say, overall I am impressed with the model, but straight off the bat, that's because the first thing you're going to notice is the decals, and I have to say that they are singly the worst decals I've ever come across. I'll put some pictures up to show you what happens with them, but they're complete bloody rubbish, to be honest. As soon as they're in the water, within sort of 15 seconds, they start to break apart, to the extent that the only one I could get out of the water intact are these, the heraldic signs. Everything else just broke apart completely. I've tried to make out that they're damaged, and it's sort of weathered, but to be honest, they're bloody rubbish. That was the best one, but even that has 3 or 4 different parts that are kind of moved into position to form the whole. The two, you can see how that's just completely broken up. That's about 20 or 30 parts. I couldn't even get the bottom of the cross. The waggly sign at the back, just complete rubbish. The other two was so bad I couldn't even use any of it. Oops. Now I don't know if that's the standard of ICM's decals. I'll compare it when I've done my Mustang and see if they're the same. It may be that these ones were just, I don't know, lying around in a box for 30 years, and I just got a dodgy set. So these are the rest of them. I mean, I haven't even bothered with the small ones. I mean, they've got lots of tiny detail, and I didn't even bother trying to put any of those on. On the markings on the back, they come in a single decal, but they just broke up into individual little markings. So that one there is about 5 or 6 different pieces. The other one on the side just broke up into so many pieces that I didn't even bother. So that aside, the construction of the kit was good, generally good. I did have to do a tiny bit of sanding down around the engine block and on the wing root down here. I've not done any filling, which I possibly could do if I had more time. This is slightly proud of the rest of the body down here. The engine, it comes with a really detailed engine block, but unless you've got the going to have the cowling off and it's going to be sitting on the ground, that's going to be a complete waste of time. So although I did build it all up, in fact the only part of the engine block I used was the part that goes against this propeller bulkhead and has the little spigot that the propeller sits on. All the rest is junked. I mean, the detail on it is quite nice. The paint I used is the Luftwaffe blue from Vallejo, which I think is probably a bit dark actually, such that you can't really see the green camo blotches on the side. But I mean, the detailing is nice. A little bit of ink in the rivet holes and lines works well. Again, on the wings, a little bit of ink into the little lines and panels. One schoolboy error I did make, I spent quite a lot of time detailing the interior before putting the plane together, and so that's all quite nicely painted with lots of little dials and things, and then I forgot when I came to spray it with matte paint, and it's frosted all the glass. Forgot to tape that up, and you can't see any of the detail inside. Also another little schoolboy error. I used super glue to glue the canopy down, and you can see where some of it has the gases have gone up and caused a bit of frosting on the inside there. Also, I could have spent more time making sure that the canopy fitted and doing a bit of sanding down beforehand, because it's not gone quite according to plan. But overall, I think it's a nice little kit for 11 quid at that scale, 1/48. You're probably not going to find much cheaper available in a plastic kit at that scale. So I probably will get some more. Maybe get a couple for some terrain features and have them sitting on the ground with their undercarriage. Oh, one thing I should mention, how to have it in the game. I've never used an aircraft in the game, but I had one of these extending magnetic grab things that you use to pick up screws and things. I think this one was £1 from the pound shop. However, they didn't have any when I went in on Saturday. And before I put the thing together, I've used three magnets which I've glued on the inside with some resin, epoxy resin. So 3 circular magnets all together to give a nice strong magnetic link, and that will sit on this one. The magnet on the pound shop one is quite small. Whilst it will sit there nicely, it is a wee bit loose. So I went out on Saturday to try and source something else, and this one was at Wilkinson's. Much bigger magnet, much longer reach. I mean, you can't see it in the video, but there's a good well, how much is it? Let's have a look. So it's got to be nearly 2 foot. Yeah, it's about 2 foot, and a much stronger magnet. So that's going nowhere, and that'll stay on there all day. So if you're going to use something like that, I recommend one with a much larger magnet than a pound shop one. So I shall base that up, paint away the red and the Wilco, and stick some grass and bits and pieces on that, and then that will sit happily on my war games table. But overall, for the first kit from ICM, I'm quite happy with that. Other than the pure rubbish that this was, but I will see whether that's a general thing when I do my Mustang, which will be next project. Certainly, if it's anything like these, then you don't want to bother with these. You'll need to buy some separate decals. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.